We're going to add some fleece into this weaving now for some texture, a bit like we did on the midi loom. And what I've got here is some bits of mohair and some bits of blue-faced Leicester fleece, both of which are quite locally produced. One is from Cumbria, one is from Ayrshire. So I've pulled out some little bits of this mohair and I'm going to put some of that into the weaving. I can go around the end with it if I want, but whenever I put fleece in, I'm always going to weave over the top of it. And then the weaving makes a nice arch as well, quite often. You can either weave over the top in the same shed or in the next shed, it doesn't really matter. And what I'm going to do is tuck that end of the fleece back in now and weave over it again. And we don't have to worry about this becoming uneven, and you don't have to alternate or anything to balance it up, it'll sort itself out. But what I'm going to show you now is how to put a long piece in the middle and work it up the way. So if I take this in here and bring it out at the front of the weaving, I'll move this lot out of the way. Oops, I can change shed. Weave on top of it. I'm going to do a few more rows. And then I'm going to take this up and take it along inside the shed and bring it out again. Weave as before. And then what you can see is I'm getting a kind of wiggle going up. If I do a couple more shots, then I'm taking it up, tucking it in and bringing it out again. And you'll see that one a bit more because it's thicker. So I'm beginning to get quite a lot of texture in the weaving there. So even although it's a very similar colour, it's still adding quite a lot of interest. And I'm just going to take that off the shuttle now because we're nearly at the end and undo that little knot. When you're doing narrow pieces of weaving like this, you can just wind little butterfly bows of yarn with your hand, like a little half ball of yarn, and just use those. It's not essential to actually use a shuttle for narrow weaving. So there we go, there's a bit of texture in our weaving.